We get this white box same as Redmi Note 4, nothing new here. This phone is sold at 5,999 exclusively on Amazon.in and mi.com in weekly flash sales. It's available in gold and dark grey colors. In this box I have the grey color and that's the color I will suggest just in case if you're wondering. At the top we have the phone, next we have some documentation, a very basic 5W charger, a micro USB charging cable and this image ejector pin. I didn't understand why they gave us a 5W charger instead of the 10W one, which is more of a standard. Coming back to the phone, it feels super light. Back is made of plastic but has a nice metallic finish to it. We have the speaker at the bottom, a SIM card tray on the left, volume and power buttons on the right, audio jack and IR blaster at the top, and finally a micro USB charging port at the bottom. Now let's talk specs. It has a 5-inch HD display with capacitive non-backlit buttons. It sports a Snapdragon 425 processor, Adreno 308 GPU, comes in only one variant with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. On the rear we have a 13MP camera with f2.2 aperture. On the front we have a 5MP camera once again with f2.2 aperture. It has a 3000 mAh battery, dual SIM support with hybrid SIM slot, so you can't use two SIMs and SD card all at once. It has VoLTE support, so no problem with Geo. It is running MIUI 8 on top of Android Marshmallow out of the box. It might get updated in NuGet or MIUI 9 very soon. Out of 16GB of internal storage, you get 8.5GB for your user apps. Out of that 2GB of RAM, you get around 1.1GB of free RAM out of the box. Now coming to my initial impressions, for the size, it feels like it has the right weight. Because of the small form factor, it's great for single-handed usage. Back panel has a nice metallic finish, but it's actually made of plastic. From the moment I touched it, it feels plasticky, not the exact same feeling as Redmi 2 Prime. It feels like a premium plastic phone. Once I started using this phone, it didn't feel all that responsive. It was working, but it kinda felt slow. Moto G4 Play had Snapdragon 410 processor and it felt more alive than this phone. These capacitive buttons are not backlit, so you might have a little trouble at night. By the way, this is a complete Android phone. You have LED notification light at the bottom, just like in the previous Redmi 2 and Redmi 1S phones. We have FM radio, compass, gyroscope and literally all the sensors. Additionally, we also have an IR blaster and like a cherry on the top, we have double tap to wake feature. I don't know why, but Xiaomi seems to be cutting corners with displays these days. This display has a warm tint on it, just like Redmi Note 4 does. This is a comparison with Redmi 2 Prime. I don't know how obvious it is, but 4A doesn't have accurate whites. Speaker was surprisingly loud though. For me, that was the only good thing about this phone. Cameras were looking okay. We have a wide angle front camera and the rear camera also feels wide enough. Focusing speeds are good. I will post my camera review and a comparison with Redmi 3S very soon, so stay tuned for that. On the whole, this phone feels plasticky and a little slow right out of the box. That's something never happened to me, especially with Xiaomi phones. Before Redmi 4A was launched, I had this impression. At any given price point, Xiaomi phones are great value for money. You can buy their phones even without looking at the specs. But now that's changing a lot. Redmi Note 4 came with a downgraded processor. Redmi 4A is a horribly stripped down version of Redmi 3S. For just a difference of 1000 rupees, they reduced battery size, metal to plastic build, and for some reason, they even gave a slower charger. They cut down a lot of things and still priced it 6000 rupees. At 5000 or 4500, it would have made a lot of sense. At 6000 rupees, I will definitely ask you not to buy this phone. Instead, get a Redmi 3S. It will be a lot better than this phone. I'll be posting my review and comparison with Redmi 3S soon, so let me know if you have any doubts about this phone. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments, complaints or want us to make any specific video, shout out to us by commenting below this video and stay tuned to us by subscribing to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off.